Seven chimes split the morning. I couldn't sleep, so I just held you.
right, we're back. A little bit of an extended break. Some challenges with feeds and connections, but all resolved now.
Yes. I'm not even going to pretend I know exactly what the problem was. In the end, all it took was switching one cable in the other room around. So I don't know if there was some shifty while we were trying to do everything. Yeah, who knows? Either way, let's take a look at how the scores changed in that third hanchan. Unfortunately, we don't have coverage of it. I'm not sure, but they may have been recording it separately.
Right. So we'll look at that.
We'll see. Yeah.
Afterwards.
For now, we're going to.
Oh, I need to keep the window here.
Oh, does it not like it otherwise?
Yeah, no, it's looking at a specific place. So let's look at the scores.
So Jason, another really strong standing. Another first, for sure.
Where's the cursor?
It's not his 84.2 of the first hanchan, but a very strong goal. So Tian with what seems to be a... I can't tell if it's a first or a second. I'd imagine it's a second. 10.
Right, Felipe got first in that table,
okay,
right?
Okay.
Jason got first in his table. It was a very tight game. Up to South 4, the difference was like 35k to 32k to 30k.
And we're still waiting for the final table results to come in. The hand shuffle table was taking a little bit longer, but the time has been called, so their last hand should be finishing up, and we'll get the results of that soon. Yeah.
So how are things shaping up overall? So Jason is the one to beat, it seems.
Yes, that is the and by a lot. Jason has been able to take almost completely positive games here, other than hanchan 2, where he got a minor third. Well, depending on what Greg gets in this game, we can expect to see some competition, but as it stands right now, he has an overwhelming first. We really have to see the results of this last game too.
Right. Jason might need to only have to avoid a disaster.
Yes.
In the hanchan 4. Greg and Pio are in the shuffle table, so if one of them gets a first place, they are in kind of serious contention here, right?
Yeah.
We can get a plus 40, plus 50.
It's going to be, what is it, Greg, Pio, Tian...
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Or is it just, it's Pio, Tian, Amy, and I think Mike?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
Pio, Mike, Amy, and Tian.
Yeah, so Pio and Tian are going to be in contention for sure. Not sure about. Well, it's interesting because as it stands, if we go back to the previous one, how's Mike doing now? Mike got a positive.
Get a second place. Get a
Oh,
little.
Oh, yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't have the results of the game, unfortunately.
Right.
We'll just have to wait a couple more minutes. But yeah, it seems like he's doing better. So maybe he's up there, maybe he's not. Who knows? Either way, it's going to be interesting because there's probably going to be 2 people near the top and 2 people near the bottom, and they're all going to have different goals. Because if you're near the bottom, you're probably not going to have a very good chance at going for first, no matter what. Even if you do go for your first, you're probably just going to be going for Yakuman hands again and again and again, and taking advantage of the fact that there's no busting. So it'll be interesting to see how that factors into their playstyle.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we won't see Jason in the last table, right? That's not how the seating came about. But we will see Pio. We will see Tian. Both of whom have significant positive scores, and could try to make a run for it, either for a first place today or for a good cumulative score for the rest of the year, right? Which is also pretty helpful towards getting a spot.
And I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure I think I heard one of the reasons why the hand shuffle table was going so long is that Pio had 5 repeats during his first dealership as East.
Once a criminal.
So I have a sneaking suspicion he's going to place high in that hanchan, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they got to South 4, so it might have ended prematurely.
Hello. Hi everyone, say hi to Tian, sneaking through.
Can you pass me those black cables over there? Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, they're setting up the final table now. You can see the battlefield of the previous South 4 hand here. People's hopes and dreams were scattered. Oh yeah. One sec. There we go.
So this is a bit of the aftermath of the last game. So I was watching and can tell you a bit of how that last hand went. So Jason was Ishan 10 for quite a while. He had a pretty awkward shape, like 1 2 2 3 4 5 on the manzu, and his other shape was 3 3 5 5 pin.
Okay.
And unfortunately, all the 4 pins, like 2 4 pins, were being slaughtered in the process. You can see them in the pawn.
Right here.
So it was pretty likely that his only way out was to reach a shabo 3 5 pin.
Okay.
So he got to it no yaku, and he had to reach it. 1 3 pin was shot, so he was a 3 tile wait.
And he was in first, right?
He was in a slight first, but he could not deal into anything significant. He also could not let anyone sumo anything significant. So he chose to Riichi a 3 pin 5 pin shabo with 1 out already killed. But I think it did a good job of stopping other players from just trying to complete their hand. So in particular, everyone was trying to get a win there, and he was able to wrong that last 3 pin you see there, which was from Sarah.
Right.
So he won a small hand. I believe small given the crimes happening previously in the day. He won a Riichi Dora 2. He was already ahead, so I mean any win there would have maintained him in first place.
Very fair, very fair. Yeah, it's always tense, those situations where you're in all last and you're in first, but not by enough that a small Riichi stick won't make a difference.
Yeah, in the hand, as it were, like you could imagine upgrades, but it was getting late, and either the upgrade or the weight would have been that 4 pin that was like twice cut. So it was I think a tough hand to Riichi, but without Riichi you would be even more dire straits because someone could sumo him out of first.
Exactly.
Right, and securing a first place there for him was pretty good for his standings.
It looks like they're getting ready for the next game, so we're just going to put up the splash screen.
So we're almost back with hanchan 4.
Yes.
And again, for hanchan 4, we're going to have Philly Mike, Pio, Amy, and Tian.
Right.
So I expect a pretty ferocious game.
Exciting. Yeah.
These are all players who know how to pull together a valuable hand.
I've not
Right.
seen Philly Mike playing yet, so this will be
Right.
new for me.
I also was looking forward in the previous hanchan to see Mike playing from behind his tiles, not from across the table.
Right.
But we were just scrambling around trying to figure out the stream, so we ended up not being able to see it. But we'll get a second chance to see Mike in action. We saw Pio earlier today. We saw Amy earlier today, but for Tian will be her first
Yes.
on-stream game
Yes.
today.
And if you want to check out some of Jason's play, since we weren't able to catch it today, you can look back at our video from last month's tournament in which he was
Right.
finaled in the final game there, which was really close and exciting. So give
Right.
that a look.
Jason was, I think, 4,000 points away from first place last time, and he sumoed himself a Mangan. If he had a path to Hanuman, he would have taken the entire thing.
Well, that's your thing.
Huh?
That's your thing. Hanemandre, yeah.
Hanuman is dead.
What's Jason's?
Yeah, Jason. Jason's relatively new to Riichi. He played a little bit of Mahjong, like HK Mahjong, before learning Riichi. Riichi is definitely the variant that he's gotten the most into, and he's, learning quickly about efficiency, defense, and playing lots of ladder on Mahjong, but still figuring out how to play live, right? To be completely fair, most of his playing the last 18 months was online on Mahjong Soul, which will help you with weights, will help you with
Yes.
shiny tiles, will help you with everything you need to know. So like handling like a Chinitsu like hand live, it's always
everyone
fun.
knows that, yeah. Even
Right?
if you're experienced with in-person
Right.
play, you
In
can trouble.
in South 3, he had a Honitsu hand that had a pair of wins, but was otherwise like a completely full overlapping Manzu hand, and he was like trying to figure out live how to best handle it.
Right.
Which is, I mean, we've all been there, especially when you play online.
And that's one of the interesting things about live play. You can actually pick up hints from that. So if you have someone that probably feels like they're tenpai, like you're going to the second row, and you see them taking a really long time and like rearranging their hand
Right.
several times, they're probably Chinitsu tenpai or Ishan ten, and that can be valuable information.
Get me out of here. Yeah, no, he ended up getting to South 3 to a tenpai. He was tenpai for a shabo and a honitsu, but
Oh, okay.
unfortunately the weights were all dead,
Oh.
right? And he was like rearranging the hand. Oh, okay, I'm tenpai. Give me a few thousand points here. I mean that's water under the bridge. Now it's all about hanchan 4.
Yes.
It's gonna be the last one of today, starting in just a few
Let's see if the
minutes.
scores for the other table were put in.
Yes,
Okay.
the scores are in.
Oh, it's not very happy with that. Let me go.
Go back to September totals.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a
not.
little bit off, but we can make it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Let's see. Oop. No, it doesn't want to.
Maybe just zoom out.
Where's that? Oh, this is online. Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to touch that, but we can tell you.
It's sorted, right? Okay.
So Amy took a 4th there in hanchan 3. That was the table with Tian.
Right.
But that's not okay. Greg. So Greg took either a 3rd or a 4th. It was minus 39.6. So it's going to be a lot harder for him to catch up. However, we do see that Tian is fairly close and in 3rd place. I can't imagine that Tian has an easy path to first unless Jason gets a large 4th here and Tian gets a 1st. And they're not
Right.
at the same table, so that's going to be harder to manage.
But Pio's a little closer, right? Pio's
Yes.
with 30 4 points from Jason.
Something like that. So a good first from him and like a mediocre
Yeah.
second or third from Jason
Could do it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a chance.
So Jason can't really kind of sleep at the wheel here. He cannot take a third or a fourth with impunity. But Pio, on the other hand, he needs to score big and rely a little bit on Jason not having a good fourth hanchan.
All right. I'm just gonna check in with them, make sure that we're not behind for some reason again.
Sounds good. That's how
'cause, yeah,
that's
I
how
was-
it happened last time. We were here merrily chatting, saying the hanchan is gonna start any minute now, and what turned out to be happening is it was going. It's just that the feed was not working. We're gonna make sure that's not the case right now because it got awfully quiet in the other room. We are transitioning to our main feed and waiting for the hanchan to start.
All right. Yeah. They should be ready to start any moment now. We'll see it flash up on our screen. So we're just gonna wait patiently here at this. You can hear our disembodied voices with the logo there, and there's something showing up. That's the center of the table. It's a start. It's certainly better than what we had last time. And yeah, another thing. So going into this game, we have Pio, who wants that chance at first. Tian, who has a good chance at second. We have Amy, who is negative right now. And we also have Mike, who has a small negative. So I think we're probably going to see Amy, Mike, and Tian aiming to get the most out of their cumulative points since it carries on to the next hanchan. The next month. And Pio's going to be aiming for first here. I'm not sure how that's going to collide. Because Pio's aiming entirely for first, and he wants a good point total as well. So everyone has very similar goals insofar as make lots of points.
Right. So we might be seeing a kind of more aggressive hanchan, right? Now that people know what they need, and none of them can coast, right? All of them need big scores.
It's also worth noting, I think, that you can have a maximum of 120 negative points in
Right.
one month. So Amy doesn't really have anything to lose, or not much to lose here by playing very aggressively. She won't risk going further than that. So yeah, we could see some very offensive play. And I'm just gonna go check again and make sure they know we're just looking at the center of the table.
Yeah.
I don't want any more hiccups.
Definitely seeing the game get set up. Some changes to the overlay. I'm sure this is being figured out as we speak, because at least we certainly have a video feed, which, as Eric pointed out, is a vast improvement over the previous hanchan, which was completely lost, unfortunately. And we will be with you very shortly on hanchan number 4.
So I found out they are getting ready. They're just recalibrating some of the cameras in the gap between our last stream hanchan and the third one's end. Some of the cameras got moved around a little, so they're just making sure everything's in focus. And you can probably see now we're adjusting Amy's camera. They're putting up some mock hands. Yeah, should be good. We just have to wait for it to come up. Nothing
Right.
else we can do.
We'll give you that exciting view of the behind the scenes Riichi Nomi stream setup.
Well, if they let us.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to go camera by camera, making the adjustments they need to make. Eric, are you planning on playing the next one?
I do want to play the next one. I'm fine to commentate again. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I do want to get some action. I'm not really looking to make any, to take any spots in the finals.
Why not?
If it
Why
happens,
not?
it happens. But I'm just there to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we're getting started.
Looks like we're started, and Pio has the, would you like to be first dealer here if you were Pio?
It's tough because, East one dealer is always really sensitive. Everyone's at a even point situation. They're just going to get your dealer gone with real fast. Depends on the starting hand. I personally hate being the first dealer, especially in sensitive point situations where I have to aim for a specific spot. I prefer to be maybe the third dealer or the last dealer. Maybe not the last dealer in a tournament. Anyway, I suspect they're waiting for the other tables to get ready too. All the tables have to start at the right time to make sure that everyone has the same amount on the clock. Especially since one table is hand shuffled. And here, the overlay should have the time pop up soon. Looks like they're just preparing their hands, and there we go. They've started.
We started.
So, Pio is the Chicha. Mike is the South player. We have Amy in West, and our final dealer is Tian. Tian was also the final dealer in the last game and did pretty well. So we'll see how that carries over. And Pio has a very nice start to this hand. A bit of honor junk here. I imagine the South will go out first.
Right, he has enough shapes to carry him through.
Okay, yeah, nine is fine too. It's interesting how different people handle their starting turns. In the end, it usually doesn't make a lot of difference, but some people have systems. The Dora is North, so Pio did start with a Dora pair. Of course he did.
Pio's been set up for more crimes to come.
Town here with a lot of terminals. Alright, now Pio kept that 9, so would have had an extra shape, but it's not a great shape overall, and he can still get the Sanmanchan if he draws the 6, so. Amy here
fills up the Kanchan right off the bat.
Yeah, Town upgrading here. Alright. Looks like Town is more set on just any hand she can get. Doesn't want to explore Chanta.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent draw
Keeps getting that Manzu shape better and better.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of action in everyone's hands.
Yeah, the hands are either progressing or widening with every draw pretty much we've seen so far. And this is okay.
It's okay. It makes up a bit for the 9. Whether I double ton? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Nothing too terribly exciting yet. Okay, Tian now with the Ishan Tang.
Keep the Dora or yeet the Dora, right? I think it's too much of an efficiency loss.
Yes, especially when the shapes are going to be left so weak. And here Pio Ishan Tang also, I think.
Yeah, Mike sees the Dora come out, cuts his Dora as well. Pio knows that he's going to have a most a pair, but since it's not his win, I think he's pretty happy with a Riichi or kind of Pinfu-like shape.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't help. I think.
Never mind. Pio is 2 Shanten, my bad. But he has good shapes here. Yeah, and he expands to have acceptance in all 3 suits.
Again, Mike keeps drawing. He keeps drawing Manzu. Like the shapes are not all figured out.
Oh, but this is a good draw for maybe she's Tenpai on a bunch of tiles.
Right.
Totally what I meant to say. Well, and here comes the Khan from Tian in Ishanten. Classic Khan moment. And doesn't draw into Tenpai by the looks of it, but does strengthen the hand.
Right, and chooses to keep the pairs, right, rather than...
Right. And one of the reasons might be because the new door is the 8-pin, and so she can Suji trap it and also prioritize it.
Or accept it outright.
Because there is one 9-pin out, so it isn't the best Shabo, but I can definitely see someone doing that for the door.
I mean, it's not the best Shabo, but it is very, very available.
Yes.
Meaning, it does seem like lots of players would have difficulty using one or the other if you look around.
And Mike here choosing not to keep that cut east. Still not Tenpai. I mean, another even simpler reason behind it might be because the 9-pin is Genbutsu to Amy.
Right.
So it's better than the 5-pin, which is Genbutsu to no one.
And Mike continues to progress the hand towards Honitsu. He has a penchant there, which I think he would not hesitate in cutting. But it does mean he might switch to the Honitsu shape without any loss of Shanten.
Pio here, okay, better Ishanten.
Yeah. I think we're too committed now. Too committed to the Honitsu. Oh, Karagiri.
Yeah, Karagiri in the same Suji interval. Don't know how other people will read that.
That 6 just came out.
Yeah.
No concern there. Yeah, that 2 is starting to feel. Oh, it just came out as well.
Oh, and
Oh,
Tenpai.
that's
Ideal
Tenpai for
Tenpai.
yeah, Ramen Tenpai.
Was it Pinfu Dora 1 with Aka?
Right, the one mon is safe. Let's see what Pio does here against the Riichi.
Ooh.
The 9 pin is safe.
Gives himself that chance for Ipeiko.
Right.
The other thing is, if he doesn't get the Ipeiko, he'll have to drop the new Dora.
Right, everyone so far is respecting.
And here we see that 9 pin came out from Tian. It actually ended up coming in handy that she kept
Right,
it so long.
right.
Ooh, the Dora. This is going to be a tough ask.
Yeah, he realizes, Mike realizes that, you know, he probably won't be able to work around it. Right? Not anytime soon. But the net effect of that is like the 8 pins. We see a lot of those 8 pins, so if not all of them. So Tian's weight is.
We have Tenpai here from Pio. Now he can take the better weight if he wants to drop the Dora, or he can go for the
Dora Chabo. Right?
The Dora.
Well,
or the Ipeiko, but he goes for what I'm assuming is the Riichi
Right.
on 4-7 pin versus 6-9. So
Right.
and now that's cleared. Mike has that.
And Mike draws his tile back, so he doesn't lose a beat there.
Chan looks like she's folding here. That Khan makes things difficult. Oh, close.
Oh, that's Shirapochi. If only
sad we're not playing.
it were in play.
So many times during tournament practice nights, I'd get it and just be so sad.
Yeah, when it counts, it doesn't come.
Oh, there's one of the 9 so's. Looks like we might
Yeah.
be destined for a draw here. There's only a couple more sumos for every player.
I think Mike and Tian are very disciplined. They know the likelihood of success here is low. They're letting Pio and Amy just duke it out, right? One mon is quite safe.
Unfortunately, on her last draw, nothing. And now we have Haite. And Yuchoku. Pio and Amy will be Tenpai and each receive 1,500
Right.
from Mike and Tian respectively.
And Pio did not hesitate to cut that 8 for the better weight, right?
Absolutely not. And that's one of the things, when you're chasing someone, it's often more important to have a good weight than it is
Right.
to have value.
Right.
And when you think about it, the 5 pin isn't much safer either. Assuming they're on an ideal runman, they'll probably be on the 5-8 if they're waiting for
Right.
you guys.
Yeah, because, I mean, someone is in Riichi, so you're basically going to get 2 draws every turn, right?
Yes.
So win rate, often more important than value in that situation. You just want to maximize the number of tiles.
And
You're waiting
especially
on.
as dealer, Pio just wants
Right.
to repeat. So
And he's very, very well poised for this repeat now. Look at just the amount of Pinzu.
he has another chance at Ipeiko in the upper 7, 8, 9 pins. It's just, yeah, very flexible hand. Here, Mike starting off with a red 5-2 and a pair of the Dora 1 mod. Right.
Amy's hand will take a little bit of work, right?
And Tian has that pair and a sequence, but also a lot of junk terminals and honors. Here,
Pio's going to hedge a little bit, I guess, now that he has a Ranman.
yeah.
Or he doesn't need to necessarily force a Honitsu here. It's a little bit too far. He has two shapes, one of them good.
Oh, and Tian gets the Anko of Dora, so she has
Right.
a bit of freedom now.
She does need to build, I think, two more groups, right?
Yes.
But I mean, she does not need to call this hand for anything just to make it happen. In fact, now I think the hand is a lot more interesting closed.
Yes, and from what I recall, she only has one middle tile floater, so it's still going to
Right,
take a bit
right.
of work to get those shapes. So.
Yeah, she needs to like. She's probably gonna
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
that and start cutting all her terminals because now it's a matter of just sheer.
But look, Pio here saying, no, I want my Itsu, Ipeko, Dora one chance. Chinitsu, who knows?
I mean,
I mean,
it
and he
would
has
not.
to aim high because Jason, if Jason gets another second, he needs even more.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go. To Shanten. With chances for Sananko. Pio drawing the useless 8-non.
yeah. I think Pio is gonna hedge on that Ryanmen, but if he keeps drawing Pinzu, I see him going.
Mike is
the whole
to
way.
Shanten now too, and if he isolates the Dora pair, he can go for 3-4-5 Sanshoku.
Oh,
Oh, another chance to con.
right. And I think Tian will hold on to that and decide later if she wants to con or use that as a 100% safe tile, right? In most circumstances.
Tian tends to hold them at least to Ishanten, if not Tenpai some. of the
Right.
time.
Great draw for Amy. She now probably needs to resolve that. Yeah.
Right.
The six so is also quite a weak tile, right? Given the triplet of eights and having another pair in the hand. So she's gonna slowly resolve all of that.
So here's Mike's hand again. Okay, he gets to use the red 5 now.
Yeah, the
That's
3-pin probably going out.
fair. Yeah, 3-4-5 Sanshoku is too much to ask at that point.
Right, and that shape 1-1-2-2 is not very strong, so he might just shave the twos and keep the pair of Dora.
Unfortunately, no progress for Tian so far, but very clean discards. Not
Yeah,
easy to tell what's going on.
And Tian is because her hand is still a little further away. She's having no loss from playing with fortunes in her hand.
So Mike, not wanting to cut the 2 mons yet, and not wanting to cut the red 5s, decides not to upgrade to the Ryanmen for the 6-9 mon. Oh, and
Okay,
here
something
we have
connected.
progress.
She's gonna con.
Ishanten Khan, and yeah, this is when you
Right.
want to do it. Hitso. Unfortunately, no Tenpai.
Yeah, but she got a really good sticky tile there, which is gonna overflow anyways.
And now Pio's making a move. Her Chi, at the very least, has Itsudora 1.
Yeah, so he has confirmed Yaku now, right? Which makes sense. He'll Chi to both kind of stop any madness Tian could do with like a Riichi.
Oh, now this is interesting. Now we have 2 Ankos.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
now she can
Amy's-
call the hand, right?
Yes, and she can go for Tanya with that 9-mon cut. It's less efficient, but being able to call there is very powerful. Pio, if he's lucky, can get the 6 or 9 pin and then change his pair to go for Chinitsu or Honitsu.
Ooh, that's a good draw.
Yes, so very flexible now. Oh, now we know Pio likes his shinies, and so he compromises. He's gonna throw away that chance at Chinitsu for the red 5, which he can Tanki on at the worst.
So Amy's Tenpai on the 7 so alone.
I believe Tian is still Ishanten here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Ishantan.
4, 5,
let's
6,
see.
7, 8. She has the.
Yeah. Perfect Ishantan.
I can see coming
Lots.
3 or 7 mon as well, but.
Ooh,
Shiny.
he draws the perfect situation there, right?
Yeah.
He has the Itsu 4 and 7. I mean, naturally Amy's not gonna cut her 4s.
I'm hesitating on that 9 pin for a bit
Yeah.
after that 7 pin. cut.
Yeah, the entire area, the entire upper Pinzu is not on the board, right? So one might wonder why.
Yeah, and Tian just doesn't want to back down, so pushes it anyway. When you have a con invested in a hand, you want to just reach. You don't want to have to give up.
Okay,
Ooh.
she can change her weight now, but I think the weight quality actually goes
And the
down.
value is. Oh, she gonna con?
Ooh.
She cons.
She
Oh.
cons her way to 4 Dora.
Uh,
Remains
so
in
now
Tenpai.
the new door, the third door, is 7 pin. which they
Only once.
Yeah, only once. Don't worry, they'll fix that. So Pio just got a little extra value too. He has Itsu Dora Dora.
Mike is keeping his full range of options here, right? His hand has like
Tian unable to draw into Tenpai despite this really wide shape. Pio.
well, he can't afford to
I
change
think
the weight
maybe
here.
he's
Right?
gonna toss the 9 pin from within his hand in order to
Right.
make people think he's Tenpai on Pingzu. Could be.
Yeah. So just a nuance, right? It doesn't change his hand obviously, but it might get your opponents guessing. At a minimum, it might get them confused.
Yes.
and thinking what the heck is going on here. Notice that he didn't even move the other 9 pin to the slot in the hand to like keep them
Right.
guessing.
Oh, but
Oh,
maybe
that's
he
an
can switch to
improvement.
2-5.
That's an improvement. She takes the improvement.
Unfortunately, that deals into Pio, but it was the right move.
All right, Itsudora too, right? I suspect.
5,800 as dealer plus the repeat, and 2 Riichi sticks from the previous
Right,
round. so
that's like
that's
almost like a normal Mungan, right?
Yeah.
8,100 points is more than a normal Mungan.
So that was a critical win. And it's exactly what Pio needs to start the game off with. And he's definitely taking control in this East one. He's telling the other ends, no, you can't get away with these cheap hands. And that's what you need to do as the first dealer.
Yeah, Amy, very understandably, after the con, she, with 4 Dora, she just wants to win the hand, right? So she
Yeah.
took the highest win rate path with the 2-5 Mon, better weight, but I mean, it is what you need to push to get yourself the higher chances of winning that very critical hand.
And I wonder if Pio's last Karagiri of the 9 pin helped give her the motivation to push that 4 Mon as well, rather than going with the 3 Mon.
Given his track record of,
Yes.
war crimes, thinking that was a full-on Honitsu Chinitsu hand.
Mike has 3 pairs here and a pretty disjointed hand, so Mike go for Chitoe. The door is a 6-0. Amy draws 1 west. Unfortunately, I believe another of the west is in Pio's hand and there's one in Tian's. Oh, both of them are in Pio's hand. Alright, Pio making a good Nakabakure shape. Some connection from Mike, but it's not really going to vitalize the hand. He needs to draw Yakuhai here or make some more pairs to get up to speed. Everyone following suit with that west. Pio doesn't call for obvious reasons. Alright, more middle tiles for Mike.
Yeah, he chose to just play the hand completely normally, right? Like the alternative being try to force a Yaku like Chanta Junchan and having more of a retreat, right? In case it doesn't work, like a low likelihood hand with a path out. Instead, he's just playing efficiently, right? Meaning he's gonna cull out all of his unners and terminals and make more of a push for a hand with less of a defensive path out.
He's starting to get stuff to
Yeah,
stick
it's
now.
starting to shape.
So Amy
shape
draws
up.
the Dora. She has 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku up her sleeve. Oh. Right. I moved a little away.
Yeah, let's. The sound is a
Oh,
little
Tian
low.
and Riichi on the Con 8-so with Dora 1. Or is it? No, it's not Dora 1. Oh, who knows? I got distracted. But we do have a Riichi, and luckily Pio has that west. I'm not sure if Pio also called.
Pio called the 2-3-4.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4? Okay. Oh, it's a Dora Dora. Okay, so it's Reach Dora Dora from Tian. Pio does have 2 of the 8-so though, and 2 of them are in Mike's hand, so this is a dead weight unless one of them decides to toss it out. Really unfortunate because that is definitely the best move to make there. Tian forgot to twiddle one of her tiles. I'll probably realize in a few turns. Oh. And now Pio, against an early Riichi, as the dealer, pretty much just has to push. His hand is opened after that Ipatsu erasure. And he has a tiny up potential with Adora. So, yeah, Chan still drawing dead. I can't really see the 8 so coming out from any of the players either, because if Pio's going to push his hand, he's going to use them as the pair, because the 9 so is doing
Yeah,
really
and
good.
Mike is way too far to be cutting pairs, right? Live pairs like that.
Amy here gets rid of the Genbutsu 1 so after forming an Anko on the 3 so. So I'm curious to see if she's going to continue to be able to push the hand. It's a little far at 2 shanty
Right.
at least.
I mean, Tian doesn't know the weight is dead. They don't know Tian's weight is dead. So,
Exactly.
I mean, it may have the simple effect of stalling the game down to a draw, which, I mean, it's not what Tian wants. Tian wants to win Riichi Dora Dora, but, I mean, getting 3,000 points for that is not nothing
and
either.
Pio here, Tenpai on 3-6 so, and locking in those 8 so. So it's pretty much decided that Tian cannot win this Riichi. So at best, Tian is hoping for a draw. Luckily, all of the 3 so's are gone, and one of the 6 so is gone too. So Pio is drawing into a 1 tile weight in the wall. You can change it up here, but it's not actually gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to the 5-8 so Shabo with 1 as the indicator.
He is concerned about the tile, right? Oof. And now, I mean, he has tested that Suji, right?
Yes. So if Amy is unfortunate and tries to bail from the triplet of 3 so's, thinking
Right.
it's a safer move, then we might see it.
The 5 so, you know, gives a bit of indication.
Oh, but look, now it's 1 chance.
The 5 so gives a bit of the indication that the 8 might be safe, and people see the 3-9 so's cut, right? So that 8 so is looking like if you're in a pinch for safe tiles, you might cut that pair.
Yeah. Amy is Ishan 10 now. Oh, that's painful. The last 6 so. That's going to be Tanyao Dora 2. As dealer,
Right.
that's going to be 5,800 again, plus 2 repeats and 1 Riichi stick. Another veritable haul for Pio. Great start.
Yep.
Oh, and Sanshoku.
It's Sanshoku 234, 234.
So it's Tanyao Dora 2 Sanshoku. It's actually
Mangan. Mangan.
Takame,
Plus 600.
So 12,600. Still in East 1, and we already have a 50,000 plus point.
And to add salt to to add insult to injury, Tian also sees the 2-8 so's trapped in
Yes.
there and wonders if her weight was even live.
Well, now it seems that this high pie is not as nice as the others for Pio, which is what the other players need to break his dealership, but you never know.
Well, Pio's definitely doing what he needs to do.
Yes,
This
exactly.
hanchan.
Pio's playing it exactly as he needs to.
Right, it's East 1 already 50k in. He's you know, we saw first hand was 88,000 points, second hand was 20,000 points.
Mike here with
12,000
pair
points.
of the West. Unfortunately, it's not worth points to him. Amy has some nice roundments going. Tron probably with the most interesting hand here, starting with 3 pairs. Alright. Pio making some basic progress.
Yeah, the inefficient tile is going out, 1 pinned, 1 so afterwards.
So I guess so far.
I mean, this hand could be just an edge hand, right?
Yeah.
You could.
I think she'll be pretty hesitant to give up the 3-4 pin, though, especially since it's
Right.
Dora. So unless she draws the 2 pin, at which point it would be completed, will be hard to go.
Right, I'm hesitant to force a chanta for a hand that doesn't have to be chanta
And
because
then-
it's a yaku
and
that
then
does
here,
not
yeah,
pay off,
red 5
right?
pin is gonna cement
Right,
that.
so never mind.
I think we haven't really seen anything too different from the previous games in terms of how people are playing, but I'm guessing once we get past East 1,
Well, Tian called.
but now
Have a good progress now, Ishan 10.
yeah,
for
Pio
Pio, right?
Yes. Pio's reign of terror is gonna continue probably. Closed dealer Riichi is just
Yeah.
so strong. Chan may be hoping for Honitsu if she's lucky.
All right. Pio is max efficiency, right? He's not cutting any avenues here. Understandably. Amy's still trying to generate one more group, so she has to hold on to some middle tiles.
So is Pio gonna cut the 5-so here? I think if so, Chan's gonna pawn. Or not. Okay. Chan believing in the power of sequential toitsu to make ipeko or sequences instead. Yeah, pairs near each other are always tricky. You don't know if you should call them or if you should go for the more efficient sequences. I imagine if it would have been the red 5-so, she probably would have called it.
This is not what Amy wanted to stick, right? It was probably one of the worst shapes that could have stuck, but she
Right.
can't afford to be picky right now. She needs a 5th group.
Yes.
She can keep sticky tiles to try to improve it, but until then, she just has to take the Shanten improvement and try to keep the hand moving forward, right?
Okay. Oh, here comes the 5-so.
So
And I was mistaken. For some reason, I thought it was dropped earlier.
Pio cut something else from his hand at that juncture.
He cut the Haku, I think. No. Oh, another
Tian-
pawn.
yeah, which makes the 7-so.
It's so I'm guessing Chan is going to hope to get the 4-man for Toi Toi, but going down to a Hadaka Tanki is risky business.
Right, I think she takes the win if she can. I mean, if it improves, if she draws into the 2 pairs, she might do it.
Yes, because then at least you have a chance of getting them with the 4-man.
Pio has this red 5 that he
Just out it goes.
can't really fit in his hand.
And here's the 4-man. Is it going to, or is it the 1-man that's going to come
I
out?
think the 1
Yeah.
man, yeah,
Tanyao
it's
chance.
a little safer. I mean, Amy's still, she's still trying to improve with the shapes, but nothing is sticking to the middle tiles she has. It doesn't help Pio. So now he has to start to think about whether this
Yeah.
is a cuttable tile.
So
There's
Pio,
not much here to
I'm
give him.
imagining Pio was leveraging the Ipeko with a chance to get the extra Dora in lower Pinzu, but
Right.
yeah. This late in the hand, it's better to start thinking about efficiency and just getting to Tenpai by any means.
Another draw that is not very productive for Amy.
Oh,
I mean, this is
chances,
likely safe,
yeah.
right?
There is a chance to break Tenpai there, but with the 4s and the 5s gone, and this late, it's hard. And that clears it for Pio.
Yep, likewise. I mean, Chan is just going to maintain the Tenpai.
Oh, Tenpai.
Dama
Dama-ten for
10.
6-9
6-9 so.
With Dora 1, Ping Fu. And Amy has that 6-so.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because now her hand decides to progress, which means she might cut. Will she cut one of these
I
very live?
Maybe 9-pin.
Maybe 9-pin to delay it, right?
At Tenpai, if she doesn't stick to the 6-so, it's coming out. If she does stick to the 6-so, though, she has a chance of getting the 7-so.
Yeah, that West is as safe as it gets.
Oh,
Ooh,
good draw.
very nice. But Mike is still trying to dance around what he perceives are very, very spicy tiles.
Amy here has to decide if she's going to keep the 5-pin or not. And yeah, 5-pin is safe, at least against Tian. I wonder if...
Is Pio just trying to keep a chance of defense, or is he waiting for 7-8-9
Sancho.
7-8-9 Sanchoku Junchan? Right.
You can break
Dora.
Tenpai out with a 6-pin or... Oh, folds.
Yeah, he's like, I have my 50,000 points. You guys can
Yeah.
figure this stuff out yourselves.
Oh, that's painful.
That's tough. That's very tough. She's correctly hesitant. You know, we see lots and lots of Suji out.
Oh. Like a better Ishan-ten, but it's so late now.
Yeah. I think he's just hoping to ooh, this could be the problem.
So if Pio didn't break Tempai, Amy would be dealing in right now. But
Right.
is she going to Riichi the Suji trapped 8-pin 5-so Shabo? 5-man Shabo. And she does, and it's Naka Suji trapped on the 5-man, so we might see it. But what is Tian going to do? Tian has to get lucky with her draws here. Hope she doesn't have to break Tenpai. I think everyone gets one more draw past Pio. And Pio should have Haite. Oh, would have been Tenpai if we got the 7-pin in his hand.
Yeah.
But, you know, against the Riichi, better to fold. Patsumo? Nope. And Pio should have Haite. 9-man has passed.
No, there's one more tile.
Oh, there is. I miscounted.
So Mike will get high tape, but Mike has already folded. He knows 6-so is safe. Gonna just got the other one.
Alright, so 2 playable Tenpai. Those other 7-so nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Tian is now realizing it was available but dead walled. Right, it was live but dead
Yeah,
walled.
I think 2 of them were gone, or is it 3? There was 1 left at least, but yeah, dead wall swallowed it up. Now we have a dealer change finally to Mike, though there is a new Homba, so that brings us to 1 Riichi stick, 4 Hombas entering East 2.
Yeah, this is a hand worth winning just for the pot, right? The pot at 3,200 makes this no small hand here. Even a Tanyao Nomi is over 4K.
2,002? Wait.
2,200. My bad.
Though the hand has to be at least 1,000, so I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Dora is Sha. And that's Tian's
Hard to
one.
use, so Amy will just cut it right off the bat.
Oh,
and
Tian has a painful hand here. It can go places.
I mean, she's gonna have to like build it from this kind of 4+ Shanten situation.
So Pio starting with the pair of reds and calls. Will he go for the Shosangen chance or the West? Chooses to leave options open for both. Well, Mike here forming good shape. This is a nice hand too.
Right.
Interesting with the 1-pin cut from the pair, I think.
Yeah, he has a shape overflow, and that's the one he chose to cut because he has a paired shape. He has a bad paired shape that might just uses his pair.
Prioritizes good shapes. Chance for 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku is there, but you know when you have Tanyao, Pinfu, Ippei Kodora 1, you don't need Sanshoku. And it's not guaranteed anyway, so prioritizing the good shapes there is a fantastic choice.
Ooh,
Here comes that West.
rewarded. As if Pio needed more luck in the game.
But Ishan-ten for Mike.
Yeah, and Pio can't call this hand, right? Unless I'm mistaken.
Pio is open with the tune.
Oh, okay. So never mind. So Pio has a very good situation.
And there he goes. Still 2 Shanten,
Right.
despite having those calls. And
This is good. 3-man is gonna come out. No, the groups are decided for Amy.
So it's just going to be a race between Amy, Mike, and Pio here.
Yeah,
Pio
Pio got
Ishan-ten.
got one step closer. And he's doing that both to move the game along, and because he has 2 Dora.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Plus the repeats and stuff. This is by no means a cheap hand.
Yeah, Tian's hand, as we saw from the high pie, is still pretty difficult. I think Tian is realizing she's, she doesn't have the fastest hand by not even a little bit here. So she is keeping some Yakuhai, just keeping that white, keeping that green, which can get her out of trouble later.
Still no tempai for Pio.
But he chucks the 8, so he's locked in his shapes. He has a north as his overflow tile. Amy, another Karagiri from Amy.
Yeah.
Just switching the tile around.
Pio choosing to keep the Sozu run separated by the Wests in his hand. Oh, improvement for Mike. Now guaranteed to have Tanya.
So
But
Amy
the
Riichi's.
Reach, after a pair cut,
Reach Pinfu Tanyao.
or at least it looked like a pair cut to everyone else, when one was actually Tsumogiri, the other one is Tadashi. Pio decided.
We might see one of the either the north or the white come out. Is the more
Very standard. Oh, this breaking tempai. I feel like we've seen this a lot, where Mike has a great hand going for him, but then gets forced into a corner by Riichi while in a really wide Ishan 10,
right.
and feels a need to fold, and a lot of times you do have to fold.
Yeah, pushing from Ishantana is like a super high bar, right? You have to factor in not just the odds of you getting to a tempai, the quality of that tempai, winning that tempai, and all the tiles you're going to have to push in the meanwhile. So, I mean, pushing from an Ishantan with less than a Mangan tends to be a very difficult decision, right?
He is able to partially recover here, though.
Is the red 5 pin available for Amy? Is that the Pio draws into the troublesome 2 pin?
Well, I guess it is. Oh, Shanten again, but doesn't want to push that 9 pin. Made up his mind about it before. Stays committed to that idea. No new information to tell him the 9 pin is safe either, which may have changed the decision. East or Haku? East it is, twice cut.
There we go.
Oh, just like
Commentator curse.
Reach
Or
sumo,
commentator bless, depends on the perspective here.
Reach sumo Tanyao Pinfu Ura 1 for a Mangan plus the Sweet 4 repeats and 2 Riichi sticks.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is her own, but still.
So it's forfeited when you put it down. It's good to get it back. She's demanding more payment. There's 4 hamba on the table.
She's gonna need it too to catch up to Pio's fast start. Mike here having to pay the Oyakauri, unfortunately. Alright, East 3. Amy is the dealer with a nearly 40,000 point standing. So getting close to Pio.
And now with her own dealership in East 3, so I mean getting another 8,000 points here doesn't even require 4 Han.
Yeah, and the Dora is 7, so it's a pretty easy to use Dora, and it pairs up with the red 5.
And she has 2 of them, and 2 Hakus.
Pair, and a pair of Souths.
I mean, she
is the ideal starting hand.
Right. I mean, she will.
Yeah, West or 9 mon there for sure.
She will call this hand if she has the opportunity to just secure 3 Han dealer hand.
Pio
Right.
starts with some shapes, but definitely not as strong of a hand.
That's the East right away, right? Because if it diffuses the possibility that Amy will just have a double tone.
Oh, and look at this. Already,
Right.
yeah, she just has to play full efficiency here, and she'll get what she wants. Pio, though, making progress. He has the 1-2-3 Sanchoku chance.
One more shape for Mike, but it's not. It's not. It's a good shape.
At least it accepts Dora.
I mean, Amy's drawing more pairs, which in the situation where we already decided to call, having extra pairs is not that much of a problem.
Yeah. And here Tian drawing another pair also. Pio drawing into
That's a good shape. The one mon probably bye-bye. But, I mean, he does see the 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku, and he's deciding, he gets the 4.
I think
Just for that, right?
and
For-
if he can replace the 5 pins, he can get Junchan, I think.
Okay, so he is just going for value. Amy gets more tiles that she can call.
And she's Chito Ishan 10 now.
Right.
So
For
she-
which she might... I mean, let's see what the
Chitoi-
weight is. She could Dama or she could Riichi.
Yeah.
I mean, he did replace. Now here's his chance for a bigger hand. Cut the red 5 right now.
And
Force Junchan.
I imagine he'll want to cut. Oh, what? Wow. Okay.
Okay, he
He
I
doesn't
think-
want to give up the red.
I think he's just taking the more sure value of the red 5.
It's
I'm sa-
also better efficiency wise, I think.
Yeah. I believe so, right?
With the there's some improvements possible.
Right.
Oh, but now regret.
Regret. He's like Junchan.
And Junchan would have been worth more than the singular red 5 would. It's 3
Right.
instead of just
Amy.
1.
So I was surprised that Amy had not found any calls
But she
to
just,
make, but she just drew
Yeah.
like the Haku, right? She definitely. Oh, she's gonna call that, right?
And yeah, a Pio with the Sumogiri Riichi, not really sure why he didn't just call Riichi to begin with.
She definitely calls that to both interrupt Pio and to get her to Ishantan.
Yeah. I mean, she has no reason not to push here as the dealer.
Right.
And Pio might regret having waited a turn.
Oh, that's the 2-pin Pio wants, but it's not.
Oh, and Amy gets there
tempata.
first. And she takes the 6-man, 7 so.
Yeah, she takes the Shabo.
And I think the 6-man is
That's
twice live in the wall, 7 so once live.
and that's absolute.
Ooh, but the risk, and she would be. I mean, it's Genbutsu, but there's only one left, and it's in Tian's hand.
Yeah, and I think she really wants to capitalize on one more coming out. Either she draws it or Pio draws it.
So Tian here with the 7-man Suji cut. Amy.
She might if she draws the 7-mon, she might
Yeah, could do that.
she might change the shape, but until then I think she's gonna stick to the Shabo.
Mike isn't in too bad of a shape here either. He is Ishan 10.
Yeah, he has that 2-pin that gave him some pause.
Yes.
With rightfully so. There it is. There it is. And she was hoping to hit Pio,
Right. So she has.
but she hits
Haku,
Mike.
Haku Dora Dora. No, she hits Pio.
She hit Pio.
Yeah, it's from the.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's just
she hit
it's-
Pio. It's just
yeah,
the
yeah.
camera. The camera. I mean, she probably chose the weight because that 7 so could come out because there was someone in
Yeah,
Riichi.
and then that's
Yeah.
direct Mangan hit on first place, and even with this, she takes first, and
This is unfortunate news for Pio because, as we talked before, Pio does want a sizable first place and to rely on Jason, who's not on stream right now, to not get too many points or even lose quite a few points.
yes.
Okay, so-
And it seems most of the action here is going to be between Pio and Amy. Mike and Tian are kind of stuck in this position of being unable to do anything while they're fighting it out. But with the right starting hand, they can probably get into the fight. Dora is east. Tian starts off with some really nice shapes, and red Dora looks like an ideal Tanyao Pinfu, and Pio not bad either. Starts with an Anko of the Sha, which is his seat wind. Tian pairing up Yakuhai.
Needs to make a decision, right? The overflow tiles right now are 7 so 6-pin.
And she also has 4 pairs, so something to see said for that. It is a
Right.
fast hand to call. Okay.
Yeah, she goes with the 7. It is a slightly, it's a weaker sticky tile than the 6-pin in the middle of the shape, the nakabukure.
Oh, nice draw for Amy. Forms a Sanmenchan. All right.
Good reward for Tian. Now the 6-pin might go out.
I wonder if Tian is still thinking about Tanya, though. Probably not. Okay.
Yep, just move ahead, settle your
Yeah,
groups.
Pio's gonna cheat that. He has his Yaku hidden in his hand.
Yeah, Pio's extra incentivized into stopping Amy's dealership, right? So it's not just the value of Pio's own hand, but how much he prevents Amy from winning with her dealership.
So Tian here draws an east and cuts the 1-mon, not wanting to drop the Dora. Pio takes that 1-mon for a 1-2-3 chi and then cuts one of his kanchans, hoping to get a tanki on the Dora,
Mhm.
which right now is isolated 1 apiece
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
him, Tian, and Amy. And Mike, sorry.
Amy has to decide between like pretty outer pairs like 2-2-8-8 versus a 3-5 kanchan that is probably more improvable. She decides to cut a pair, the pair that is most compromised.
Pio's just gonna have to watch as the pair comes out, and then the third one's gonna be in her hand. And it's, yeah.
And as a good value seeker, he is targeting perhaps a Dorotanki, right? None of these have come out, so everyone no one wants to be. Oh, he forms his pair.
I think.
No one wants to chuck the first east and discover who has an anko or a pair.
Oh, another pair.
This is a much better shape now that the pair is not in the middle of something else.
Oh, and Pio takes Tenpai on the
Yep,
East Tanki.
on the
And now
East
everyone's
Tanki.
gonna have trouble, except for Amy, who just is fortunate enough not to have drawn one. And if Amy gets Riichi, I can't see the East coming out. So she can shut down Pio's hand and force him to keep that East and push against her.
Yeah, Tiana is already concerned. Tiana is very concerned about what looks like Tenpai signs, right? Rightfully so, and just cuts his
Oh,
safe
and the
tile.
ideal Tenpai on the 1-4-7 mon for
Yeah.
at least Pinfu reach.
Puts Pio in a tough spot, right? With very few tiles to defend.
That East doesn't exactly look safe against Amy either.
Right.
And now
he has the
and
poisonous
he's-
tile, and
he deals into the Ukatsu.
right.
Riichi Pats Pinfu Ura 1. Okay, no Ura. I
Riichi
lied.
Pats Pifu. Yeah.
Yeah, and as dealer, that's going to be a 5,800 point hand plus the repeat for 6,100.
Amy, the destroyer of all.
Yeah, I mean, Pio he had such a good
Yeah.
start here, and now it's completely reversed, and he's back where he started, plus 2,500.
Yeah, and we're past the halfway mark in terms of time. We only have 42 minutes left, and we're still in East 3. Lots of Renchans, lots of... Ooh.
Oh, boy. Oh, it doesn't look like too many tiles.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but they need to reconstruct what happened. Maybe call a judge and assess the
It
damage.
seems like they got it. I mean, people play pretty friendly here. Oh, okay, they're gonna just redo the hand. They're not. I doubt they're gonna apply a chombo for that. But the dice were rolled, so there's
Right.
a possibility. Depends how strict they want to be, and it would be on Amy.
Yeah, it was hard to even see what happened. I think they agreed on a redeal and no punishment, or maybe like we can't hear what's happening in the room. Maybe a judge was called and there was a decision.
Seems like they're just moving ahead and not applying any penalties. We'll see on screen if they do, because I believe that feature is built into our overlay.
Right, and the chombo here is a 3,000 point penalty to all.
Yes.
I don't think I don't think enough tiles were turned
Yeah, I think it was maybe two tiles at most, and the rest were kind of like sandwiched together.
Right, to the point that like it is not clear which tile came from where, but it's not like that would have prevented the game from happening. They just might have decided to start with a clean deal. I mean, this is good for Amy,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Uncle South for Amy. It's 3 shanten.
I mean, she keeps all the letters.
Down here, decent 1, 3 through 5, so shape. Not sorting the hand out yet, hopefully in a few turns. It's a little bit difficult for viewers.
Oh, could be a Chitoy hand here for Mike, but
Yep.
but still a shot at a normal hand, perfectly
And,
fine normal hand.
I don't think there are too many 9 pins showing. In fact, I don't know if there's any in anyone's hands.
Right, which is going to be interesting, right? Because the 9 pins will be a bit absent from the first row of discards, which may cause some pause. People have 7 door out in the game, none visible.
Another pair. I mean, yeah, green or red here seems to make sense.
Yeah, green, red.
And red is less likely to be the Uradora since she sees 1 green. So if she's going for Riichi,
Fair point. Fair point.
makes that hanchan not terrible. Oh, and here Luke is saying it was accidental, no penalties, just a reshuffle. Oh, Amy extending to a Nobitan 2 through 5 man. Tian fills in that.
Yeah, fills in that
Hanchan.
Kanchan and now has a spare 7 mon to build something else
Now,
around.
Pio draws the wrong side, but you know this is for 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku, so it's not the wrong side. Let's see.
Yeah, he seems to have solidified it.
Oh, and
That's a tough draw.
yeah, but Mike can stick something to it easily, and
Right. Even the 3-pin backfire, it's less of a backfire since you have the red
exactly.
5.
And you'd probably just change to it if you had the chance.
Yeah, Amy keeping some sticking potential there because her shapes are not all good.
Oh, the Pio, useless 1 pin, just passed.
Still no sign of 9 pins, right?
Yeah, none at all.
And I mean, it's a very hard tile to incorporate.
I think at this point only Pio can really use it easily, and he already filled in that shape.
Right. And, you know, conceivably, if you're one of the players without one in your hand, you look around and assume, you know, where are they? Could someone have a pair, right? Because when you have isolated 9 pins, they tend to come out early. If they're Dodora, maybe a little less early. Okay, this is a good improvement for Amy. Because now she has complete Shantan. You know, one shape is bad, but if one of them fills, she
So
will probably
Pio
reach it.
choosing to reject the Tenpai on the 3-so hanchan and trying to work around to a better shape. Possibly filling in the 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku that he has with the Anko 6 mon.
Mm.
Unable to find it yet though. And here Mike's gamble does pay off. Han's hand drifting a tiny bit off screen, but and there Pio goes.
Riichi for Pio. And that Riichi, I think, is gonna cause some angst exactly because of the the lack of visible Dora all across the board.
And his lack of upper Pinzu in the discards. Lots of nasty stuff going on. So Takane on the 7 mon for Sanshoku. Either way, he has Tanyao there.
Ooh, there's Chitoy Tenpai. He's gonna wait on the 8.
Oh, there's a chance at a double run here.
Yeah, the 8 is the common weight. I mean, will Amy keep pushing
maybe
here?
Going for the,
Oh, she's trading.
will she drop the Sotogawa 1 mon and Genbutsu for the new Riichi? Decides on the Suji Genbutsu. Oh, actually, I can't tell if it was Genbutsu. I don't think there are any calls yet. Oh,
That's
there's
a
the
9
first
pin.
9 pin now.
So people
Sides.
realize that's not his weight.
A sigh of relief.
I mean, he could still have one in his hand and be waiting
A 3 in
on
his
an 8
hand.
pin, or or it could be waiting on anything.
Oh, another very scary tile. Oh, Amy having second thoughts, drops the door instead. Twice dropped, 3 times dropped Hatsu. No results for either player here. Looks like that most of their weights are dead. There's a single 8-mon left. There's 2 7-mons left. So Pio has a better chance here.
Yeah,
And it has become Suji to both players now. Though it seems like Amy and Tian are probably going to be able to coast it out. Unless Tian gets the Tenpai, in which case she might push that Suji.
Where's the last one? Where is it?
Oh, there's the 7-mon, leaving a single one left in the wall. So the
I mean,
chances are equal.
she still has a 4-mon safe. The 1-mon is a safer Suji. She has 3 with.
South
She's just
Anko.
like, let me just take the safe
Oh, and
way
there's
out.
the last 8-mon. So it's pretty much...
Is there one discarded that I'm not
Uh,
seeing?
oh, wow. And then Pio draws the last 7-mon because why not? For the Takame, Leech, Tanyao, Sanshoku,
Sanshoku.
door 1 with I think an Urador of North. Not that it matters if we are to
No
trust
Dora, right?
Urador is North, but but yeah, his hand doesn't actually get any Dora. I can't really see it. It's off screen because he's left-handed. Yes. So the Urador was North and nothing came with it.
Still my god.
Alright. So yeah, Pio back in it with the Mahjong, closing the gap between him and Amy, and we're going into East 4 now with 34 minutes left. So
Yeah, good likelihood we won't finish the South 4 of this hanchan, right?
right, unless they all play fast. They're pretty fast players. There's just been a lot of repeats so far.
Right.
But we'll see. John starting hand with 1, 2, 3. A pair of tune, bunch of incomplete shapes, but not the worst. Decides to toss a shot first. Door is the south. Pio does start with the south. He has decent shapes here as well. Mike probably looking for a closed hand with possibilities of 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku. Amy with a little bit of jumble here. Let's see what her first draw is, and the Hatsu, and she decides to kill off the east while she can. Chan making very fast progress, 2 Shanten now, and if she fills the 8-mon Penchan, she might choose to drop the tunes and go for Pingfu, since a closed hand with a Riichi will be worth more than a simple tune call, but now we'll see. And Tian takes the call into Ishanten, headless Ishanten. 2, 3, 4, 5 so, or 4, 5, 6, 7 pin. Mike's hand still struggling to keep up. Same with Amy here. Tian taking what I think is a wider Ishan 10 that guarantees him a good shape on the 1-4-mon if he does get his pair first. Sorry, if he fills in a Ryanman first. Or wait, maybe not. Ignore me. Amy fills a Penchan, a much needed Penchan, and cuts another Penchan, which Tian takes to Tenpai on 4-7 pin.
Yeah, Tian just trying to keep her dealership, even if it's not a super valuable hand, because she needs Renchans here.
Yes.
Right? She needs to make this count. She understands the game might not get to South 4, so this could be her only dealership.
Fortunately, all the reds are with Pio.
He's considering Sakigiri, that red right now.
And he does. It's dangerous if you think dealer might be Tenpai, but if you want to have a chance at winning the hand, you can't let it stick around forever. Amy here Itsu-chan.
So it gets even better now.
Oh, the red 5.
Improvement.
Unfortunately, that's going to throw red flags at the 4-7 pin and 3-6 pin, but it's a good way
Right.
to sumo.
But I mean, you can't let it stop you, right? We all been there. We know, like, hey, had I known the order these tiles are gonna come, I could have.
Salvador comes out, fearless dealer. So yeah, now people are definitely, sirens are going off. It's just a Sumigiri South with no thought. Or is it? Oh, it's no time, no time. Yeah. And you can tell the way count is pulling those tiles in. There's a tempai there. Oh, better shapes from Mike. Leveraging the possible Tanya. Needs the 6-so though, and it's twice dropped. It's going to be really hard. So maybe just looking to play it safer. And Pio wins with a Dama. It's going to be a Pimfu Door 1.
Yeah, the battle between Pio and Amy continues. Pio is gonna get his second dealership now at South 1, and the gap is extremely small.
Yes.
So he benefits from keeping the game in South 1 and Renchan's,
Stalling,
even if
yeah.
even if it's small, right? If he keeps the dealership for long enough, he might even deprive Amy of her dealership.
Yeah, and Pio will all the while, the longer he can repeat, work up those points he needs to bolster his first. So it's a win-win strategy to just go for Renchans here. But will that conflict with his desire for value? Who knows?
Let's see.
Starts with a bunch of middle tiles, connection to the 2-pin Dora if needed.
Right.
Oh, but
Something
it's,
more things connecting.
Here we go.
He does look, even before he sorts, it does look like he
This
has
is-
quite a few
I think this
shapes.
is probably like a good 3 Shanten hand. Want to say. Starting with the 9-pin, keep the Hatsu honor for later. Mike has the Dragon sample pack. Pairs up any of them, he'll have a fast Yakuhai win.
Amy fills in one of her weak shapes right off the bat.
It makes it into one of the strongest shapes in her hand just instantly. It's a good start. Pio, like, okay, man.
Tadiao, Dora. There's some avenues to quick hand there.
Amy filling in another shape.
Right. I mean, she still needs a 3-so, otherwise that will become her final weight, but her hand is progressing very nicely. More progress for Pio.
Like, Pio, 2 Shanten now, able to call for quick Tanya Dora 1, Tenpai. Alright, Amy cutting the twice cut Chun and keeping the once cut Hatsu. Down here with the Ipeiko chance.
Yeah,
Very
has to decide which shape to keep and keeps the 1-3.
Oh, and
Oh.
like Ishanten for Pio now.
Right, and he's gonna go for the good shapes. Keep the 4-4-5-5 as
Right.
2 sequences with more options.
And if he pairs up the 3-mon, he can then change out the 9-mon still and get Tanya, although it's very unlikely because 2 of them are in Tian's hand, I believe. So he just throws it out. Alright, another shape for Amy and the chance to go headless and fix one
Right.
of those bad shapes. Goes with 6 blocks. Pio choosing to cut this once cut south over the 9-pin because the 9-pin is safe to one other player.
So Amy's bad shape just improved.
I'm interested in to see why Pio chose to keep that 9-pin so long, but it is safe against the one player. I think I might have cut the south as a general safety tile to everyone. Anyway, there's a pair for Amy. Tian's stuck here with this Junchan style hand and the Dora
Dora isolated.
decides to shift possibly towards Chitoi.
Hmm.
Oh, and now Pio gets that upgrade.
Right, so the Tanyao becomes a lot more forcible.
Yeah, and it's guaranteed now as long as no other shifts occur in the hand. Oh,
Oh, there we go. That's the
1, 2, 3 San Shoku, and
right.
unfortunately that 7 so went out, but you know you can call to Tenpai.
You know, Pio's Ishan 10 can easily call into Tenpai as well. You know, the south is
It's the third
pretty
south.
safe.
Yeah, decides to keep that. Unfortunately for Tian, there's just 2 1-pins out already. What's happening here? Oh, okay.
He's just choosing his pair and keeping.
Safer tile.
Yeah.
Right. And the
Riichi.
Riichi on the 3-6-0 wait for Amy. Pinfu. Okay, and we see Tian folds immediately. You know, there's only 1 1-pin left because 1 is the Dora indicator. Here we see.
And Pio might lose his Tanyao if he draws into an Anko of 4s or 5s, even though there's.
Yeah, and Pio does a kind of sneaky thing in that he Tadashi's the 6-pin that he just redrew to make it look like he's folding. Oh, but now he gets the Dora. And this is going to be tougher to deal with. Alright, goes with the 3-pin Suji, even though it's near the Dora, because he can see
Right,
so
he
many
can
of the 1
see,
pin.
yeah, he can see so many of the tiles around it, 2s and 4s, and
Last 3-pin is going to muck up the hand. No, I'm talking about the 2-pin, sorry. I keep confusing the door in the corner, whether it's actually the door.
right.
Yeah.
And the problem for Pio is neither the 1 nor the 7 look
Super
safe.
Yeah,
He
but,
pushes
you
the
know,
1
I guess
anyways.
He wants to,
He's determined to not let Amy take his
Yeah.
dealership away. No, the north is safe. I mean, he's waiting around to see if that 7 mon will be proved safe. But if he gets a Tenpai, Utsumo.
I was gonna say, as long as Pio gets into Tenpai, he has a good chance at waiting on the same things as Amy. Alright, so that's gonna be
13,
Sumo Pinfudor
26.
1, yeah. 1326. 420 fu. So much for Pio's miraculous dealership. But there's still 3 more hands to go and 23 more minutes to complete them. They made pretty fast progress since East 4, so we might be looking at a complete game here if people refrain from repeating too much. Unfortunately, Mike and Tian still unable to really do anything about this fierce battle between the other 2. It's been a lot of standstill.
By no lack of trying, right?
No,
they
not at
they
all.
both displayed great efficiency, great awareness of risks and Tenpais and Mawashi and all that, but sometimes it's down to your draws.
Here,
Right,
though,
you can't-
Mike has a chance for at least 1 dealer repeat. Double Yakuhai pair. Dora is the 7-mon. And look, Amy has both of them as singles, so they might come out fast. Especially the
There's the
East.
first one. Pong by
Alright.
Mike.
And is it going to be the South or Wonso? Or, oh,
Yeah, he's
okay,
gonna try
like-
to squeeze a
Yeah.
Honitsu out of it. Right? Nothing wrong with a called Mangan.
Absolutely not, especially this far behind.
Right? It's 12,000 points. It's quite a bit of a difference.
So Haku gets pawned.
There's
Jun's
the
gonna
other
get pawned.
right away.
We're gonna
He's
probably,
probably-
continue. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Keeps
Two shots
cutting. Keeps cutting the other suits.
Oh, but look at Tian's hand is zooming along all of a sudden.
Oh.
2 reds. Maybe filling that.
Yeah, the Sanshoku chance. The Sanshoku is confirmed, but I mean, usually that means bad shapes.
Tian calling here towards the Tanyao Dora 3. Mangan, can't deny that. Pio calling towards Tushanten.
Yeah, Mike got one more tile
Yeah,
towards
is
his Honitsu plans.
Another call for Tian going into Ishanten. Pio here, still Tushanten, but slightly better. Mike calling into Tenpai on Kan 7 so. And that's going to be a nice dealer Mangan if you can get it. I think there are 2 left,
Yeah,
or
and
1 left, 3 left. Sorry.
no one is worried about it yet necessarily about the Honitsu possibility because
Yeah, there's no distinct overflow.
ooh, that
this
could go
is-
out. That could come out.
But Amy probably senses that after 3 calls it might be too dangerous.
Yeah, Pio got his pair, but that would mean an overflow. Oh, that might come out now.
And unless she goes for Chitoi with the 4 pairs and cuts something like the 8-mon, 9-mon, not wanting to drop the Dora. Okay. Tian very animated with these draws. Really desperate for any kind of win this game.
Yeah, Pio would have to cut that 5 so to get to Tenpai at the moment.
And yeah, you really don't want to do that against a dealer with 3 calls going for Honitsu and
Right,
Matsu.
especially when you're the the player to the left of that dealer, right? You could continue to feed
So
it.
Amy dropped the 2-mon before, but might be keeping it now. Maybe having second thoughts about cutting that Ryanman out. But the temptation of the Dora is very strong. If she tries to compromise and toss the 7 so, she'll deal in. Tian gets the Tenpai here on the 3-6 so, which is a better weight. In fact, we might actually see Mike drop it. Amy draws the live west.
Yeah, she's pondering on that because
It's
I
nasty.
mean
if it
it's
deals in.
it's Tian's wind.
Though I think Tian probably with 3 calls will be unlikely to be waiting on it, but
Right.
definitely, the fact that it hasn't come out yet, at least possibilities. And then the dealer with her Honitsu hand.
Yeah, we see Pio with the same concern, right? Keeping the west in his hand.
Oh. Pushing that 8-mon. Comes the south.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
naturally shifting Amy to like a Chitoi looking hand, right? Where she could actually rotate and defend.
She has a chance. So Pio can have a better chance at Tenpai if he discards that 5-6 so. But now that he has the 5-6 so, he doesn't have to worry about them anymore. So he can work around both the west and that so's at the same time, though it will hit his efficiency. Tian fearlessly tosses the 8 so out. With a Mangan Tenpai with a good weight, you don't really have much of a choice. And being behind on points incentivizes pushing even more. And to be fair, Mike still hasn't overflown technically.
That's true. He's been Tenpai on that 7 so for like 5-6 rounds or more.
Will that tempt Amy now, or is she going to cut something around the Pinzu? Don't want to cut Dora. Yeah. Tian unable to draw any useful Sozu here. Yeah, just folding now for Amy. Makes sense, she's in the lead. There's 2 people that look like they have large hands. Fortunately, Pio has to miss the Tenpai there.
Now the overflow is going to be
Yeah, I mean it
visible.
is Sumogiri, but after that many calls, that felt so painful to push, but it's completely safe. Tian upgrading yet again, though I don't think it changes the value, so it's more so I don't want to deal in from
Right,
one.
you don't want to pay an extra Han from.
But it is a very strong push, so if for some reason people didn't think she was Tenpai, they will think so now. Especially since it was from within the hand.
This was a tough hand with everyone shifting around, no one wanting to push too directly, while Tian and Mike
Yeah,
battle it
yeah.
out with very, very open hands.
And Pio gets that second Sha, but is left with the, I don't remember if it's the 6 so or the 7 so in his hand, isolated.
Oh, flying tile.
6 pin.
He's like, here you go. If you roam me, you roam me.
South again. No luck for either player. Amy has a very slim chance
High
of
Tay.
recovery. High Tay, though, no. I didn't realize he was so late. Unfortunate. That's an all-stars right there. Having all 3 of the red door. Not playing for chips, though. Alright.
Yeah, 3,500 back from that 5,000 is just 1,500 from Amy, 1,500 from Pio. Both of whom knew that there's lots of risk in both hands and just danced around trying to maintain their hands as close as they could to Tenpai, but first and foremost, it didn't want to deal in, right?
It's a really tough break for both players because they had some Mongun class hands and they're in last place. Especially Mike, who is dealer. He needed that 12k.
Yeah, he may get a second shot at it.
Oh, but look, he has the uncle. Oh, wow.
That might be
What a
another
hand.
Honitsu
Yeah, like,
attempt.
he doesn't even have to do that much to hide it because there's so few tiles that don't work for it in his
Right,
hand.
right. It's normal looking discards towards a Honitsu hand. Oh, even better. Just one mon. It's like, look, what am I doing? It's just a normal hand. Nothing to see here. But his hand is actually shaping very nicely towards a Pinzu Honitsu.
If Pio's pair becomes the 9 pin, we can see that 7 pin coming out for an easy call as well.
And he will disguise it.
Yeah, he will disguise it slightly.
And now that the East is out, he's probably going to toss the East as well, rather than toss the more obvious 3-so.
Alright, Pio might discard 9 so here.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, so much for that 7 so coming out.
Yeah, tosses the
Yeah.
wind as if saying, yeah, you cut one of my Easts, I'm going to cut the other, but in reality what he's forming is much more deadly.
Yeah, and he has the option to take the Tenpai on the cheaper
Right.
hand.
Exactly.
Though I can't
Oh,
imagine
there
he'd
he
be
goes.
happy
Like
with it.
he has a Ryanman now, so he might hedge a little bit around it,
Yeah.
because he seems Ishantan now.
Yeah, he is Ishanten. He was Ishanten before, but it's better now. Yeah, now he
It's-
can
yeah.
accept 2-5 so and
Right.
something in Pinzu. That's not to say that he can't still get a Honitsu in Pinzu if he draws the right middle tiles. You know?
Right. Though he might take the Tenpai he gets.
As dealer for sure. And there's 12 minutes left, and we're in South too, so he wants to cling to that dealership. At least take the third over Tian. You don't want it to get to Tian's dealership and let her run away. Wow, Amy with the 3 reds. Unfortunately, Sha is not her wind. Might be looking to Tonki on one of the
Oh,
reds.
great draw.
Yes, good fill here for Ryanmin. Sorry, Hanchan Shanten? I'll have to take another look. Sorry. Oh, Tenpai. Yeah,
Ooh.
now you can't delay with that.
Great draw. Draws the bad shape.
Amy working around it to a more expensive Tanyao by cutting the west Hanko.
Yeah, buys herself some safe time.
And yes, I confirmed Tian is indeed on a Ryankan Ranman Yishan 10. Probably will be willing to push one tile to chase. So Amy has one more turn of safety here. Let's see if she can also develop her her hand with this draw.
Ooh, not a bad draw
Yes,
either.
Yishan 10 now. Will have to pass the 6 pin. And now Tian is in Riichi, but unfortunately...
But
I'm
unfortunately,
feeling it,
yeah.
That's,
Right on Mike's weight.
that's how the cookie crumbles.
Well, that's good news. I mean, I don't know who that's good news. It's not good news for Tian for
No,
sure.
no, Tian is...
Not only deals in, but another hanchan, we might have one or two more hands. So like,
And,
the-
well, I can't see what the Urator was, but it looks like it was just the Riichi Haku.
right. Challenging Tian will probably not see her dealer turn anymore because we need at least one more round with Mike as a dealer.
And one with Amy.
Right, and only 10 minutes on the clock. So unless those hands are played really quickly and they roll the dice before the 10-minute clock expires, Tian will have.
Oh, another great looking high pie for Mike. And yeah, like you were saying, Tian has to go for high value hands now. Can't wait for her dealership to roll around because there's no guarantee he'll even get there. Amy also decent hand starting with those reds. Door is the 9-so. She picks it up on the first draw.
Right, not a tile that fits her hand yet. It's actually a pretty
I'm
inefficient tile, but she will keep it for a
maybe
while.
Tian will go for a Chitoi here since she has the Dora. She can wait on a pair. Go for a Mangan. Try and get some of that lost value back and catch up with Mike at the very least.
Ooh, pairs up the door immediately.
Makes it even tougher for Tian. Tian's hand doesn't look very expensive, so maybe because she has the west pair, she'll try to just speed it along to her dealership after all. Pio also has to consider closing this gap really fast.
Right. Otherwise, Amy will just keep a safe distance, have her dealership, have the ability to.
Yeah, like if you had the guarantee of 3 more hands, you could do it in 3 small steps.
Right.
But Pio's probably going to have to get one decent hit in and then can deal with the small hand after, or vice versa. Because there's a gap of 11,400 now, which is not something that's super easy to cover without a direct hit. And Pio needs this first place.
Yeah, this is a kind of roller coaster game for Pio because his East 1 score when he relinquished his dealership was about 52,000 points. Amy decided to not not give up at all and hit him a couple times. So it was quite a battle. It's been quite a battle between the two of them, and Mike and Tian have been trying to find space between that battle to win a hand here or there, but it's a matter sometimes you're like just one shunten behind, and you cannot necessarily fight when you're outmatched on speed.
Everyone making great progress now. Tian with the 2-3-4 Sanshoku chance. Amy pairing up the Chun. Pio just decent shapes in general. Oh, Ishan 10. And I believe Mike is also yeah, he's Tenpai
This is
now.
Tenpai.
Chooses to Dama. Pio with that Chun. Amy probably gonna call it.
Called it.
And she skirts right around that red 5 pin.
Yeah, the one that Mike
think-
needs to.
She could have taken Tenpai there if she tossed the red 5, but it would have dealt in. So it's a narrow escape. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong though.
Now Mike has Tenpai, so. Oh no,
Oh,
she.
he was Tenpai. I think he Sumogiri Riichi. Wait, the cameras are going fast.
Very
Let's
fast.
see.
Guys, slow down. I know you only have 6 minutes. Play a little slower so we can see what's going on.
What is Pio gonna do here, though?
Yeah, all the Pinzu are cursed.
You can try.
There's
the
not
one-
much information. The truth is that there's not much information.
Okay, half Suji. Tenpai 3, 6, 10. So delaying there kept her from dealing in. Pio just gonna push that Genbutsu out.
Yeah, Mike's weight is pretty tough because we see.
It is Nakasuji trap now, though, by chance after the Riichi, and that's even more powerful than if it was before the Riichi, because there's no chance for intention. And out comes Amy's weight,
Yeah, the 6 pin.
3, 6 pin, yeah. Tough. And
And
looks
we're
like there's
a
a
death
bust.
stick from Tian. The game is not over, but
'Cause, yeah, Chundora 3.
but
It's
the
on them.
the situation gets a lot more comfortable for Amy with 21,000 points.
And 4 minutes left. It's pretty much decided. 5 minutes really. So Pio needs some miracle hand here.
Yeah, preferably hitting Amy directly.
Yeah. Like we're
And look
in-
at that. She might be able to run this hand down.
Is it to her benefit? Yeah, probably to her benefit to win this hand to just increase her cumulative score. Probably get out of the negatives. Though she could also choose to take a slower route with it and try and go to no 10 in order to waste more time. Without slow playing, of course.
So Pio might not be aware of this, but we do know that Jason took quite a significant 4th place.
Oh, wow.
Right, so Pio right now just needs
To maintain his second.
maintain his second.
But he doesn't know that, so he might end up taking more risks than he needs.
Right, Jason's score now is 70.4 versus Pio's 84.1. So Pio doesn't know that he's first in the standings, right? And he will not be told that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's not supposed to know.
But he is Ishan 10 now, I believe.
You
Mike
know,
calling the Haku. Sorry. Tian moving towards Tenpai with the red 5. Keeping the 2 Mandora. Oh, Amy Tenpai on the Kansanso with Dora 1. Pio calling into what I think is 1-4 so Tenpai.
will we
And
see
if
the
Mike is
con?
gonna con the 1 so away.
mm,
No Tenpai. Amy can choose to go to Tanki. No, it goes with the upgradable hanchan. Oh, my mistake. Pio still Ishanten
Yeah.
there. And needs the 4 so. So actually the 1 so con isn't that bad. It prevents him from going into Furiten.
they all seem to want to play another hand.
With 2 minutes 21 seconds left, it's going to be a tight bit. Especially, no one really has the greatest weights here. Another con.
Oh,
4 Mon is the new Dora. I mean, just wow. Tian pairing up on the Dora. People playing so fast that we can literally not see their hands sometimes.
yeah.
But it's very understandable.
Yeah, they're all know. They all know there's very little time left, and they know, a hit here could be pretty big, just given the amount of Dora.
This is the final round, by the way, Christopher.
Yeah, this is hanchan 4 out of 4.
Pio tough decision here whether to push the 6-pin or the 3-pin. Amy can change her tempai again, but
she's Furiten.
I doubt doing Karagiri would help her at all. Just make people think of something in the area. Okay, tempai for Tian.
Well, the 6 is poison, but it's his tempai. So Tian will win.
And go into South 4.
We'll get to Tian's dealership after all. Ooh, that's a big hit.
Yeah, it's a Mangan.
It's a big hit on Pio. Well, they're playing on an auto table, so the dice have rolled with 30 seconds to spare.
So they're gonna get their South 4 hand. I'm assuming they're gonna let them do it, despite the fact that they have to count points.
Right. They're gonna count the points. The scores are not yet reflected. Pio has 32,000 now after the hit.
Pio can basically do anything here and still come in first, as long as he doesn't take a, what was it, 14, the 13.3 point third or something like that. Pio is pretty safe for first here, but once again doesn't realize it.
Yeah, he would need to get hit into third and finish with less than like 30,000, right? So
it's very tough.
I mean, if he gets hit by a dealer Mangan, he could be in tough
sure.
water, right? He gets hit with a dealer Mangan. The problem is that does not put him in third.
And Tian will stay in fourth. So Tian is probably going to go for a dealer Yakuman, direct hit Amy. I mean, what else can you do here? I mean, you go for a cheap hand.
You can go just for the cumulative 5-month score and be like, hey, this is the biggest hand I'm going to get.
True.
Time is up.
All right, so the final hand of the tournament.
But, Tian has been known for committing some very serious Mahjong crimes.
This doesn't look like one of them, unfortunately. Unless this is, no 10.
What is the Dora? three Sodora.
Okay, chance to accept Dora.
Can't accept 2 of them easily. The Chitoi here could be quite
Swanko.
expensive.
What do you mean
Swanko.
Pio.
And I'll take a quick look, but it seems like the scores are confirmed.
Good.
32,000 for Pio, 20.8 for Mike, and 62 for Tian.
Also, the square piece of paper in the center of the table is for the players sitting there to confirm their scores in South 4. Our auto tables don't have automatic scoring functions, so we write them down, and everyone can check over their partner's scores to know what they have to do in all last to change their placement or meet their goals.
And Mike has called.
Mike just wants his third, which is very respectable given the gap. Mike has called again, out of Atuzuke, can get that Chun Dora.
Which may effectively give Pio the win, right?
Right. Not that Mike will have played it any differently if Pio wasn't in the running for first, but yeah, he could be handing Pio the win here, and Pio has no reason to reject that offer. But he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He does not know.
Pio probably just gonna push it anyway.
And Jason suffered quite a big upset after 2 really good hanchans, 1 very mild third that made no difference. He walked into this with almost 120 points.
Right.
And only suffer an upset now when he took a fourth.
Wow. Tian with this Chinitsu chance. I mean, she's got to dream big.
The challenge being Mike's hand is now Ishanten, and pretty good Ishanten.
Yeah. Amy also.
Mike cut the 3 so.
Amy,
Tempai, but tough.
Yeah. Chooses to delay it. Might get the Sananko. Speaking of which, there are a whole bunch of pairs cropping up. It might slow the others down a bit if the critical tiles are held. Tian definitely wants to... Swanko is still there. I don't know how beneficial it is for Tian to just win like an 1,000-point hand. It's not great for a cumulative score even.
Right. And for Tiana, it's tough. She's seeing, her only dealership hand to be sped up by others,
Yeah.
knowing that it's just going to cement her fourth. Unless a couple
But look
beautiful
at this.
draws
Look,
here.
look.
I mean, she might cut the 9 pins and just try to go
Yeah.
for.
Decides against it. Probably more interested in the cheat toy. Or maybe just letting the others battle it out. Seem like she's just going for a Riichi. At best, that can be Pinfu, each Pinfu or a little Mahjong chance. 12,000 direct hit on Mike would be enough to move up into third place. Amy with the spread 5.
Yeah, Tian doesn't even worry about the defensive stance here. She just wants Tempai.
Yeah, this is like the most extreme of South 4s you can have.
Right.
No one has that dealer privilege to get the repeat.
I don't think Mike can hit Pio for enough.
Oh, but Pio's Tempai now. 5-8 man. And there's the deal in. And Pio gets that cheap hand, which will cement his place in first unless we've gotten some math wrong here. So an exciting South 4, and we did end up getting to the end of that whole hanchan despite the low time remaining when we were going into East 4. Yeah, very interesting. So we have Amy in first with 61k, Pio with 33k, Mike with 19.8, and Tian with an unfortunate 6,200. Really almost nothing she could have done differently that game. It was just really unfortunate. Very solid play from her, but a lot of sumo death.
Right, a lot of just other people's hands coming together faster.
Yeah. There was almost no involvement by Mike or Tian there. It was a true battle between Pio and Amy. Okay, so that was the last hanchan for the game the day.
Let's see if we can see the scores get punched in live. I think there's nothing that could happen here that changes the fact that Pio is going to be very happy.
Everyone else is below, so yeah, Pio's going to take the first here.
Yeah, Pio's going to take the first. It didn't look super likely. He needed two things to happen. He needed a positive score. He needed a negative score from Jason. Pio got quote unquote only second, but Jason took a minus 50, right? Seems like Jason ended up with like 10k or something.
Right.
That's last hanchan. So we'll wait a moment for it to be official, but I think we're seeing the second confirmed participant in the finals for January, which is Pio.
Actually, I'm wondering, even if Jason did get... Oh, no, Jason didn't win it last time. But if Jason had won a spot last time, it would go to Pio anyway.
Right.
Correct. So that's an interesting thing. I guess the more tournaments we play, if the same people keep topping, there'll be different things to take into consideration. You might be aiming for second or third place even.
Right, and once you get a spot confirmed, I think you're encouraged to let the tournament fill up and only play if you're needed, right? To give everyone like a fair shot. We need quite a few people to run the tournament given the complexity of the stream. So I think it's pretty likely that folks that have secured spots help stream, help with the cameras, help with running the tournament.
We have the top four just like highlighted here. So we have Pio in first. Final score of 84.1 over 4 hanchans. Jason in second with a close 70.4. Kenzo also really close with 51.4. And then Felipe in fourth with 47.9.
Right. It's a great turnaround by Felipe. Felipe took 2 fourths to begin the day, but came back with 2 firsts. And the last one seems pretty brutal. 84K first place there in the hanchan number 4. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have played. I didn't play, but to be fair, I had a lot of fun commentating. I have I've already respected commentators a lot. Having to try to do it live, more respect for commentators to try to follow all 4 hands, what's going on. and try to say something intelligible while the camera switches so fast, especially in the last
They're going
the
with
last
lightning,
game.
Yeah.
Okay, PO score is in. So confirming PO 97.1.
Oh, okay. So,
Right. So
yeah, he had almost nothing to worry about there.
right. Right. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the other room they're probably going to give out the honor of going to the semi-annual tournament. I don't think we can stream that, unfortunately, unless they have a handy cam set up. So I think we're probably going to call it here for now.
or we could try to grab PO for an interview.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Let's see if we can't grab one of the players.
Let's try to grab PO real quick.
We'll be right back and see if we can't find him.
Seven chimes split the morning. I couldn't sleep, so I just held you.
No.
Why is it so dark? How do you like make it lighter?
So welcome
Also,
back. We can barely see Pio. We can barely see us. It's nighttime here.
Dude, look at that.
There's some
Look,
smudging.
look at how
or-
bad
Yeah.
it is.
So Pio, how does it feel?
Pretty good. I honestly thought I took second. Yeah.
Yeah. So you walked into the fourth hanchan. What was the situation?
So I was second. Jason was above me by like 40, 50 points, right?
Right.
And then and I started out really well,
Right.
but
We saw.
yeah. But I kept dealing into Amy.
Yeah, that was really back and forth between the two of you. The other two players barely had any room to get a hand in.
Yeah. There was a lot of
Yeah.
ipatsus. I dealt into a lot of ipatsus, Amy, which really sucked. But
Yeah. You got your East one up to 52,000 points. It looked like you were gonna get a massively positive score.
Yeah.
You just needed Jason to take a small hit, and then Amy decided she was not done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As does Amy.
What were your thoughts going into the last few South rounds with that time limit winding down and you thinking you needed to take a first?
So I thought I needed to take the first, but like my hands didn't really have like a lot of value. Like I opened the high pile up and I was like, oh, it's not great. Like I think what was it, like South 3, where like everyone was just like cheating like crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
That one I was like, okay, well I need to open my hand up and take like a small win here too. And I was just like, I guess I'll take a second. Like I'd rather take as many points as I can
Yeah.
and like not end up like taking a third place and ending up like third overall or something.
Right.
Right. We were watching and we saw the scores populate. We knew Jason had taken a pretty significant hit, so all you had to do is to maintain your second. But we knew you did not know that, which meant in trying to push a first, you could have gotten hit and getting put on third and get a tough situation. But we saw that there are no hands able to
Right.
hit you for like
Yeah.
18K or anything of the sort. So
I'm shine a flashlight on my face. Does this help? Does this?
Barely.
it's a little
Okay,
better.
it doesn't really do much.
All right. Cool. So congratulations, you got
Thank
your
you.
pin.
I got my pin.
Which
It's a,
pin did
oh,
you-
I took a Haku. Wait, let me
Very
put it up
nice.
to
I
the
think it's-
camera.
Yeah, right. there.
Right.
This is my
Uh,
pin.
So Pio becomes the second
second-
player qualified.
It's a Haku. It's
chose
a
the
Chinese
Haku.
Haku, but hey, like
Bye-bye.
that's why I took it. Because it's just, I love it.
So what does it mean? Does it mean you'll be working the next tournament?
Oh yeah, yeah. They'll make me work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I quite enjoy being like behind the scenes anyway. Like
Yeah.
casting is a lot of fun. I'm sure you two,
Oh, yeah,
like
it's
had a
great.
lot of fun casting.
It was a lot of fun. Maybe
Like
we'll.
there's a bunch of other stuff that we can do. Like I can like mess with the the cameras, which is also a lot
Yeah.
of fun and everything. But yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
good time.
Well, great. Well, thank you everyone who was with us throughout the day. Thank you for hanging with us while we were figuring out some.
Yeah. So what happened with that? Like, did the stream cut out like third hanchan or something?
Cable switch in the other room.
Oh.
Right. So what happened was we took a break before
Mm.
hanchan number 3. When we came back, there was no longer a feed. We
Well, that's not good.
we couldn't figure out if it was a software issue or a cable issue.
I see.
We swapped cables many times to try to find where the feed was coming from, and there didn't seem to be a damaged cable. But I mean, we tried so many things, it couldn't get it to work. So we waited for the hanchan to end, and Tian, who diagrammed and assembled all of this, came to like just retrace
Yeah.
the whole setup and get us up and running again for hanchan number
Very
4.
good. Very good. Yeah.
Cool. So thank you all for staying with us. Each
Yeah.
stream we're gonna try to make it a little bit spicier and better.
Yeah. And next month it's Halloween, and
Yeah.
we'll be in costume.
Okay.
Tune in, we're
The
gonna have-
casters are gonna be in costume.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
really?
Yeah,
no
it's gonna be
pressure.
great.
We're
no
gonna have
pre-
a mini costume contest on the side.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Awesome. So thank you everyone for sticking with us, and I think that's it for
Yep.
today.
Bye-bye.
Bye.